Hello YouTube, welcome back to this week's altcoin update. Today we're going to be taking a deep dive into OP and SUI, however you say it, and we'll discuss some trading ideas. Now those are the most popular requested altcoins this week. If you guys do want an altcoin covering, make sure you let us know down in the comments below, and the most popular ones we will chat next week. Right, before we get into OP and SUI, we'll take a quick look at last week's coins that we covered, which was FET, PYTH and XRP. And if you did follow along at home, then hopefully you made some money with us. So, first and foremost, let's look at Fetch. So, last week we were talking about price was coming down into this sticky zone down here. And as we were saying on last week's video, let's make it a little bit bigger, we were saying this, if you are bullish, is the first region that does need to hold. Now, this was the high volume node down here within to this sticky zone. Now, once again, I'm going to reiterate, some traders like to call this an order block, a demand supply, whatever, regardless, whatever you want to call it. It makes no difference, the title that you give it. All you need to know is, where is the volume? Where is the volume? Have you got good enough volume support? And as we said, if we start to find support in this region and start to show some strength, then there's a potential long scenario. And so far, that long scenario has played out by the tune of 20%. So if you caught that move, well done. Smash the like button if you did make profit on that. And yeah, let's see what plays out next. Once again, last week's video does cover the other levels that I'll be looking at, but obviously this is the first one that we got. The other one that we looked at was PYTH. Yeah, that name, PYTH. Once again, as we were looking at here, it kind of all works all in sync. We were looking at if the value area low holds on last week's move, then we can start looking for a move up, first and foremost, back towards the point of control. And if we can clear the point of control, then we can start looking up towards value area high. Now, once again, if you paid attention, we came down into the value area low, and then we started to get the bounce straight back up into the point of control. And now we're starting to hover around this point of control. So what we can do now is drag this on. And you can see this, we are just sitting above on the daily, above this point of control. Now, again, this isn't a convincing break of the point of control for me, but if it is to continue up, but then like we said on last week's video, then I'll be looking at value area high first and foremost, and effectively contending these highs here from Sunday, the 21st of January. Okay, so once again, if you did catch that, well played. XRP, just the one coin as usual that didn't do a right lot compared to anything else. Obviously, last week when we were recording the video, we were down back at this old value area high of this bottom range. We've had a nice bounce out of it so far. Not massive, but a nice bounce to the tune of 7-8%. But, as I said last week, remember, we are coming back into this old range high. If we zoom out, this old range high. So, this needs to be considered resistance until proven otherwise. If we get a rejection here, then we can start looking to continue playing this wider range. If we get acceptance back out of this, then we can start looking back up. And once again, this major trend line is to pay attention to. Okay, so that's a quick recap on those. Now, OP has been requested. So let's take a look at this. We've not charted this for a long time. So first and foremost, this does look like it's a channel. So I'm just going to throw that on there to there. There we go. We've got a nice channel. So it's very similar sort of price action to what we had on FET, where we had this as a channel. Okay, so OP now. Next, let's throw on some volume so we can see what's going on. Okay, so when was this happened? This would have been last Tuesday, would it have been? Yep, Tuesday. So the low came in on Tuesday, as we can see here. This low here ties up nicely with this high volume node that we've got here on the volume profile. Also lining up with the EQ of this channel. And obviously since then, it's had a decent 21% move to the upside. Okay, so what's next? Well, first and foremost, if this is going to be the local low and this holds, then we can start looking back up into this consolidation here. So within this consolidation here, there's a couple of things that we can do. We can throw on a volume profile within here, and then we can throw on a Fibonacci from the high to the current low. And what do we have here? Well, we have confluence. If we look at this, we can see here, we've got the point of control and the golden pocket lining up. So if price is to continue up, once again, I'm saying if. So anyone that's new to the channel that thinks, oh, why are you speaking in ifs? Why are you not speaking in facts? Well, it's trading. There's no facts in trading. Anyone that speaks in absolutes is talking out of their backside. If we move up towards this golden pocket and this point of control here, and we start to get a rejection and we start to see some weakness, then there's a potential for a short scenario. Bear in mind, structure locally has broken to the downside. What do I mean by that? Well, this is the low that caused the high, and then we've come down and we've broken and closed back below this low. So if we're going to come back up and maintain this trend, then we can potentially start looking like this. Okay. Now, what if we don't get a reaction there? Well, if we don't get a reaction there and it continues going even higher, then the next thing we've got to contend with is back at this channel, because this channel is clearly in play. We've got respect, 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 and respect. Okay. And then we've obviously had this messy consolidation around here. So if we do come up higher than the golden pocket, then we need to pay attention to this channel. Do we get a reaction at this channel and it starts to look a little bit weak and bearish? Then fair enough, we've potentially got a hedge position. If not, do we get back out of this channel and we start to contest these highs without a simple SFP to the downside, and we just continue with an uptrend? It's very possible. Okay, so that's to the upside. Now to the downside, if we start to roll over, now once again, this either if we come up first and then come down, or if we just start dropping straight down, zoom back out, and what can we see on the volume profile? Well, the next major volume area is here, just outside value area low. So if we are to come down into this, and then we start to see some strength locally, then we've got a long trigger. If we don't see any strength here, now once again, it's not something I'll be leaving limit orders down here and hoping for the best. I want to see that strength. Okay, if we don't get that, then we can start looking to get accepted back into value. And if we start getting accepted back into value, then realistically, we can start looking back down at this channel. And if it lines up ideally with this point of control, so this would realistically be within the next month or so, to come down here, then there's the potential for a long trigger down here. Start to lose this point of control and this channel, and then realistically, we're going to be taking out these lows. That's OP, nice and easy. It's actually a really easy coin to chart. Okay, by the way, if you want to learn how to trade like I do, and how to chart and how to spot these key areas, first and foremost, you need to come over to our website. Now, the link is down in the description below. On our website, you get access to our free Discord here, and you can pick up a load of free information in our free Discord. But if you want to truly learn how to trade, come onto the Join Us tab, scroll down, and you can access a very in-depth course. There's over 75 modules now, teaching you exactly how to trade like I do. You will also get access to our chat and chill streams, and that's where we do high time frame, Elliott wave, and swing trading ideas on not only Bitcoin, altcoins, but traditional markets too. And you'll also get access to our daily trading plans as well. Now, if you look on here, we've just done this morning's daily trading update. It's roughly 45 minutes long, so talking through all markets, having a look at some decent setups for the day, and these are all the modules that you've got access to too. So if you do want access to any of this, then once again, head on over to our website and come join us. Come learn along. Right, now that's out of the way. That's OP. Next, SUI, no, whatever it's called. Can someone actually let me know how you pronounce this thing? Okay, so we chatted this a while back. In fact, would have still been range bound. It was about 3 weeks ago, perhaps. Now, since then, we come up towards range high. Now, we slightly front run this proposed range high, come back down towards the Q, and then we've had a bounce now, and we're starting to now get closures outside of this local range. Now, any influencer will tell you that a daily close outside of the range high is bullish, and that's it now, it's going to the moon. And could it do that? Yeah, it could. But for me, it's kind of irrelevant. All we know right now is that this uptrend is still intact. So what we've done is, this is the high that caused the low. This is the low that caused the high. And then we've broken that high on the way back up. So we are still in an uptrend on the daily. Okay. On the daily, we are still in an uptrend. Now we start to get into interesting territory. So for me, is this a long? Is this a short? Well, for me, this zone right now is no trade. Now, how do I trade this? Well, first and foremost, if this rolls over and gets back inside the range, then it's potentially a short trigger. Now, what I'd want to see with this is I'd want to see some structure broken. That's what I'd want to see, some structure broken. Start to see some structure lost, back up into the range high, potentially for a retest, then there's a potential short setup right there. Now, what happens if we don't get acceptance back into this range and we come back down and we hold this and then we continue up? Well, there you go. But from me, personally, this would be a breakout trade. So personally, I would not trade this. I would not be trading this. However, if it is going to continue upwards, then this now needs to hold. Okay, this now needs to hold and create another higher low. And if it's going to do that, then we can look for higher prices. Now, once again, what higher prices could they be? Well, this wick varies depending on the exchange that you're looking at. So it's not something that we can take into account. If this was any other asset and this was the same on across all charts for the same asset, then yeah, we can start making some price predictions based on this wick. However, this wick varies, so I can't take this into account. So if we are going to continue up, there's a couple of things that we can do. First and foremost, let's just remove the TA that we've got on the chart right now. Let's just hide these and we can start looking at alternative things. So first and foremost, we can go, right, okay, so let's have a look from a channeling perspective. How's this looking from a channeling perspective? So we've come up, we've broken out this channel, we've backtested this channel, and now we're starting to come even higher. Okay, so from here now, we can start to look at alternative channels. Like so. So if we start to come a little bit higher up into this channel and we start getting a significant rejection with a change of structure, then maybe the local tops in. But for now, we're not going to put many predictions on this. Okay? The sky's the limit, effectively. But keep an eye out for round numbers because people like round numbers. So the next round number to the upside would be around the $2 mark. The next round number would be around the $3 mark. Obviously, this could just continue grinding up. Okay, so what you want to see before you're looking to short anything like this from a strong uptrend is you want to see structure lost. If you lose structure, then fair enough, there's potential short setups. But until structure goes on something like the daily, then don't bother trying to short against a strong trending coin. Okay, hopefully you've learned something today. If you have, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. And don't forget to hit that bell notification because it's pointless watching these videos back in a couple of weeks after the moves have already played out. Until next time, gang, as you were. Bye-bye.